the biggest thing I see with practitioners is a lot of times they're all in like a similar networking group, and someone in that group says, you need to do a Wikipedia page, or you need to immediately write a book, or like it's sort of like a one size fits all recommendation that's not really taking into consideration. Do you even have your email list set up? Like, do you even
Yeah,
have like automation and a
basics,
welcome
foundation.
series? Like,
Yeah,
where's your website at? So it's like
yeah,
these blanket statements, and even from influencers who are marketers, just saying like this, like paid ads is going to be the way that you make $1 million next year. So I think it's really difficult to see that stuff and not immediately want to jump into a project. So I think what's important for practitioners, there's a few things, but I think understanding who you are as a practitioner, being able to look at how do I want to communicate? Am I someone who wants to be a myth buster or a disruptor in the space? Or do I want to focus more on the spiritual and emotional side of healing? It's really figuring out your niche specifically and how you want to appear in the market and what differentiates you. And I think that's a lot of times I'll start working with a practitioner and I'm like, "So who do you help? Like, who's your ideal avatar? Who's your ideal client?" And they're like, "Well, I can help everyone. Like, I know stuff about everything." And I'm like, "Well, maybe let's create a couple of different, types of people that you would want to be working with." So I think a big part of it is them understanding themselves as a practitioner, what's important to them to communicate, what are their core values, what type of marketing is a good fit, because I don't think that like, everyone couldn't host a podcast. I do feel like it's a very unique skill to be able to, like, interview and pull in guests and everything like that, and not every practitioner is gonna want to do that or be good at that, and same with writing. Some people are like, "I hate writing." I mean, yes, you could hire someone, but, there's just different skill sets and different desires that people have as practitioners. So I think that's a big piece is understanding yourself and like we talked about, not being afraid to stand out and not being afraid to like take a stand on things and do something differently. So one example of that, summits were a really big thing for practitioners to build their leads for quite a few years. And it's kind of died down a bit in the last 2 years. But then it's like, what's next? Like, what's the next way to kind of build your brand? And so I think we're kind of figuring that out. But I think long form content is actually going to increase. We keep talking about how their attention spans are getting smaller and smaller, but I actually think we're going to go the opposite direction. Because if you think about podcasts are still incredibly popular.
they
Like they're
are.
growing and growing, and that's very long form content. So it's like people I think are going to want content from practitioners, and healers that they feel like they know them as a human. We're going to turn a little bit away from like AI, which I think AI is
Oh,
great. I'm a little
yeah,
afraid of it in a lot of ways, but
same here.
it's great for outlining ideas, or it's great for, brainstorming questions. But I think we're going to have a revolution of authenticity and like long form content and feeling very connected as humans. And it's the same thing with community. I really think it's going to all come back to how do we connect with people and make them feel seen, heard, understood? How do we create these communities? And long form content's a great way to do that. Video content's a great way to do that. I don't think we need to distill down people's attention spans to like 3 seconds. You're scrolling on Instagram. I think people are capable of so much more, and maybe we're going too far in the other direction of, oh, I can only make 30-second clips now. I think long form content is gonna make a huge comeback, and so is, like, this idea of just authentic marketing and kinda leaving out, like, the AI version of it and, like, get on a video, just do a selfie video, and tell me what your morning routine is. Don't have a script, like, just get your camera out. I think these less processed interactions for practitioners will be really important.